What is your impression of the Destiny 2 beta?
Let's talk about the story for a moment.
Okay.
The first story mission. So you come in, select your character, bang, you're right into the story.
Had a few very set piece moments. When you open up and after you fought your way a little bit through the insides of the tower, and then you open up and see the ruins of where you first went in the tower. Like the ball is crushed. Everything's destroyed. But the moment for me, which I thought was really cool, was I saw other Guardians in there fighting the Cabal, and I had one of those moments where it was like, oh, I'm playing this game with other people, and it was really interesting.
It's cool that they made that a public space, so that when you come into it, you have another Guardian, and you're both fighting the Cabal as they're attacking the tower and destroying all of our sweet loot.
Oh, so sad.
We got to see Cade and Zavala and Ikora, so they were also part in the story as well. So that was really nice, and I like going on the Cabal ship too. That was fun as well.
Yeah,
and seeing the launcher for the Cabal launcher, like little pod launchers.
Oh yeah, or just shooting them out of the ships and everything.
Yep.
What I thought was interesting is they had like a few little Easter eggs. Like you had Eris's Morn was toppled over. You had like a sword on Shaxx. You had the sweeper bot.
Who could now whistle?
Yes. Took Bungie that long.
That's right. It took 3 years to fix the sweeper bot. Impression about the strike, the inverted spire.
I thought it was a good strike. Nothing really fancy. What I thought was interesting is they gave you a little area to explore before you go in the strike. If you want to check out the surroundings, you could. You didn't have to rush into anything. And it looks beautiful.
I would say that the area was not small.
I think once you explored it a bit, you had like Fallen coming in, you had like launch pads where you could shoot out and go to like a whole nother area. It was definitely really big.
And there was a time where the Fallen and the Cabal were fighting, where it reminded me of forces fighting against each other, the events that would be in Destiny 1. So that was kind of interesting. It was a good way to pick up some heavy ammo too if you hung around and took care of some ads.
Yeah.
And also with the pikes coming around too, that was kind of fun. I know that some people found a map glitch where you can go in another area where there's going to be some other activity. And then also there was another glitch where you could get to the Black Exodus, so that was like on the other end of the map.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
So you'd have to use a Warlock and one of the new abilities to get over there. I like the different elements. You start off with an easy kind of warm up, then you jump through the Vex gates, and then you start getting deeper and deeper in. So then you end up having more enemies. And then I liked, where the drilling area, where we had the drill bits coming by, because not only did we get killed by the drills, but also the ads got killed by the drills if you moved them back or stunned them a little bit, and they move into the drill bits and boop, and then so that was pretty kind of cool.
I thought it was very cinematic too. Really good set piece.
And it definitely gave I thought our batteries would go out with all the vibration in that area.
Oh. Actually, I think of the controllers, if you have like a constant vibration going on, it tones down the vibrations you get if like you shoot something or you get things like that.
It wasn't hard to shoot, but boy, it was just it made you feel like those blades were just like right on your left. They'd clip your nose off or something.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. As far as the boss, there was a limited amount of space, but I felt like I had enough cover so I could dodge and move. And
I thought it was interesting how they did the multi-layered fight. So to me, I felt like more and more claustrophobic as the fight went on. So you're there, you get a lot of cover. It's pretty easy. You only have to deal with some harpies. Then you go down to the second area. Now you have hobgoblins and goblins dealing with it. You still have a good amount of cover. Then you go down one more level. Then you have cover's pretty sparse. And then once you blow off the head of the Minotaur, then he's charging at you, and I think that's where the climax of the fight is, where you have to rush around, take the fanatics out, then do some damage, then he's right on you and has slammed you, and then you're in the pool of Vex milk and you're dead.
Yes, the fanatics was a cool touch. That's right. Let's come in, give you a hug, blow up, you're dead. That was pretty cool. Let's talk about Crucible.
I thought there was a definite imbalance with the auto rifles. Not not so big to break it, but I just, as a main hand cannon user, I thought that the hand cannons had a slightly higher time to kill, but the ratio between skill and time to kill was a little bit off, so it was a lot easier to use an auto rifle and get a kill than it would be to get like a hand cannon and get a kill just a bit quicker.
Yeah, well, I think here again, I think the balance for the hand cannons is always like it's engagement. I mean, here you're around corner. There were a couple areas where you could probably see them coming that distance, but you still had weapons that were. I tried scouts. That's just too close of a map. I really think to be effective with the scout, unless you just want to camp in the corners, and then you could probably get some good line of sights. But that would require camping. And I think they kind of want you to move around. I liked it that the way the heavy spawned. I was kind of skeptical, but since it was only spawning on a timer, and it seemed like in Destiny 1, what would happen is everyone would hover around the heavy ammo boxes, everyone would get it, and then it would essentially be a rocket fest. And you'd have to go hide in the corner of maps, hope that you didn't get the rocket, and if you like machine gun like I do, then once all the rockets are gone, then you can go in and start rocking with your machine gun. So I like this because it's a little bit more spaced out. So I did get killed by a couple, but it didn't seem like you're running around just getting, and dying and respawning a couple times just due to have everyone just throwing heavy rounds. So I thought that was a lot more fun.
I also like how they've balanced the power weapons, or I guess we can call them heavy weapons now.
The power weapons, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I like it how they've had the less skilled weapons like rocket launchers, so they've been giving them less ammo, and you can generally, it's a lot easier to use, but you don't get a lot of use out of them, so you don't get so many easy kills. But what I liked about it is with like the higher skill capped weapons, like the linear fusion rifles and the sniper rifles, how you get a lot more ammo for those, and you can potentially get a lot more kills, but there's a higher skill cap for it. So I like the way they've designed that.
Yeah,
it's very enjoyable.
I thought the grenades were. I liked it. The grenades didn't one-shot you, so I got a sticky on me, but I was able to survive that and actually battle, and actually was able to continue on the battle. So I like it that really where I died was when I didn't have a lot of health, and then they ended up throwing a grenade or ended up using one of the seeker type grenades, and then you ended up dying at that point. I was okay with that because we already had a battle, and then they used their grenade in a good situation. It wasn't just like a one shot. So I thought I thought that was pretty fair, and that was fun. I thought that was a fair. I died. This is I think a fair play.
Yeah, I think the way they've designed it with less ability cooldowns and not one shot abilities, I think they've made it to where you have to use your abilities a lot more tactically. So it's not just throwing grenades, I'm just going to throw a melee, doing whatever. I think it focuses a lot more on gunplay, too, since they've made it to where you can't just get one shot by a sniper rifle, and the other person has, 18 shots in the mag. And I think there's going to be a lot more skill involved, too.
Yes, especially with you're not being able to one-shot melee, so you got to hit 2 hits. Or maybe plus a little extra. It's like 2 plus a little extra.
I think it's like 3 hits.
If you just did a straight melee, it would be 3 hits. But if you got a little damage on someone, and then that would take 2 melee. So I think that was pretty. Because I did shoulder charge some people, and then had to follow up with a melee, and they still had a little sliver left.
Yeah.
So I think that here again you didn't really see a lot of people running around and just shoulder charging people, or just or just throwing grenades. I mean, there was a lot more using primary weapons, which I think is what they were trying to go for. And so once we got on to some balanced matches, then they were a lot of fun. So I enjoyed those. So I'll probably be playing more PvP if they kind of keep that same formula.
Yeah, I actually, though, I have found out that the throwing knife is very useful in trying to kill those roaming warlocks still trying to one-shot melee you.
That could be pretty. The only thing I would say is that it did take a while, almost to the end of the match, sometimes to get your super. So that charge time could be, I think, maybe a little quicker. So the people that are really doing well might have a chance for 2 supers during the match, but I just thought that it took a little while. Charge time might be. I would have liked to have my super maybe about 30 seconds sooner in the match.
I thought it was fine, honestly.
Okay.
You know, they made it to where the people who are doing well gets a super, so you don't get like a crutch.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I'm doing poorly. Oh, now I get a super. Let me kill 3 people with the Titan Smash, even when they're in the air. Ah.
In the PvE, I definitely felt the supers took too long to charge. I mean, from what we're used to. That's my impression. And I'm not talking about using scories. For me, the charge time on the supers, when I'm just generally going around doing the strike, I thought was too long to what I was expected. Now,
why would you want to super more often in PvP? Just besides,
I'm just saying what I felt was, well, in the PvP, I think in Destiny 1, you got them a little too soon, and I think they overcompensated, and now it took too long. Okay, I think you should be able to get your super about 75% through the match. I think that would be a time. And now that the heavy doesn't spawn, or the power ammo.
You gotta get.
We got to use the new technology, the new terminology. Since that now comes in is kind of timed a different way, so there's not as much all at the same time. I think maybe they kind of will let you have your super a little bit sooner. But here again, that's just my impression. So, I mean, obviously, someone's going to say, "Well, you just need to get more kills."
Get good.
Get good.
Filthy casual.
That's right. Thanks for watching.
We also have content on Minds and VidMe.
Feel free to comment below.
We look forward to the discussion.